She laughed with you, leaned into you, touched you like she meant it, and when it finally happened, the connection was fire. But the next morning, she's distant, cold, pulling away, and you're left wondering, did I do something wrong? Was she pretending? Here's the truth most men never hear. She wasn't pretending. She enjoyed it. But enjoyment in the moment doesn't always equal peace after the fact. And that's what I'm unpacking today. Because when you understand the psychology of post-sex regret, you stop blaming yourself and start seeing the bigger picture. And let me tell you, this shift in understanding is game-changing. So if you've ever been blindsided by a woman's sudden pullback after intimacy, stay with me. You're about to learn the truth most guys never get to hear. If you've ever been in this situation, drop a quick yes in the comments. You're not alone. Why post-sex regret happens. Let's start with the basics. Sex doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's not just about physical release. It's about biology, emotions, memory, and psychology colliding at once. Here are 3 of the biggest psychological reasons women can feel regret after enjoying sex. 1. Biological drive versus emotional processing. Women are biologically wired to experience intimacy differently from men. During sex, the body is flooded with dopamine and oxytocin, the feel-good, bonding hormones. That's why she can feel so close and connected in the moment. But afterwards, another layer kicks in. Emotional processing. Here's the clash. Her body says, "That felt amazing, I'm connected." Her mind whispers, "Wait, was this the right choice? Am I safe? What does this mean about us?" It's not that the physical pleasure wasn't real. It's that her emotions take longer to catch up, and sometimes they bring baggage with them. 2. Cognitive dissonance. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance. When your actions don't align with your values or beliefs, you feel tension. Example: a woman who believes intimacy should only happen in a serious relationship might let herself get carried away in the heat of the moment. It feels right then, but the next day, her inner voice kicks in. "This isn't me. I shouldn't have done that." That tension shows up as regret, not because she didn't enjoy it, but because her values and her choices didn't line up. 3. Hormonal reality. Here's something rarely talked about. While oxytocin is the bonding hormone, cortisol is the stress hormone. Depending on her emotional state before sex, the after effect can swing one of 2 ways. Oxytocin makes her feel close and safe. Cortisol makes her feel anxious and exposed. That's why one night she feels bonded, and another night she feels vulnerable and distant. It's not random, it's biology playing its hand. Let me bring this home with a real scenario. A woman once told me, "I wanted him so badly. I trusted him in the moment. But when I woke up the next day, I felt like I'd handed him a part of me he hadn't earned yet. I liked him, but I didn't feel secure." Notice what happened here? The moment was real. The attraction was real. But after the fact, her deeper needs, safety, trust, meaning, weren't met. That gap turned into regret. And this is just the beginning. Because regret isn't always about morality or guilt. Sometimes it's about power, trust, and even past wounds being triggered. Next, I'll break down why women pull away after intimacy, even when they liked you, and how men often misinterpret this as rejection. If this is connecting with you already, make sure you hit subscribe because you do not want to miss the truths I'm about to share. The truth about women's post-sex regret and why it happens. The disconnect most men miss. So here's the part that drives men crazy. She was all in last night, then she acts cold the next day. You think, if she liked it, why is she avoiding me? Did she lie? Was it fake? Let me say this clearly. She wasn't faking. She liked it. But liking the moment doesn't always equal wanting more after. Pullbacks after intimacy usually come down to fear, attachment, and past experience. Let's break it down. 1. Fear of judgment. This one is huge. For men, a good night might just be a good night. For women, the social and emotional cost can be much higher. Even in today's world, women carry the weight of judgment. Did I seem too easy? Will he lose respect for me? What will he think of me tomorrow? That inner critic can eat away at her confidence. What felt liberating last night feels dangerous by morning. So she pulls back, not because you weren't good enough, but because she's trying to protect herself from being perceived differently. 2. Attachment styles in action. This is where psychology really comes alive. Anxious attachment. She might crave closeness after sex. If you don't immediately reassure her, she interprets it as rejection. That pain shows up as regret. Avoidant attachment. She can enjoy intimacy, but feels smothered afterward. To regain her sense of control, she withdraws. So the same act of intimacy can spark two completely opposite reactions, depending on her attachment wiring. This isn't about whether you were amazing or not. It's about her psychological blueprint. 3. Past experiences triggered. Here's the hidden landmine. A woman can enjoy being with you, but if she has past experiences of betrayal, abandonment, or shame tied to sex, the morning after can reopen those wounds. It's not you. It's her past whispering. Be careful. Don't get hurt again. That's why some women distance themselves after. Not because you failed, but because intimacy woke up a part of their history they haven't healed yet. 4. The male misinterpretation. Now here's where so many men sabotage themselves. A woman pulls back and he panics. He starts chasing harder, texting nonstop, demanding answers. What's wrong? Did I do something? And all that does is push her further away. Because from her perspective, the pressure confirms her fear. Maybe I gave too much too soon. Maybe he's not safe. What you see as interest, she feels as interrogation. And the gap widens. Let me paint a picture. Mark hooked up with a woman he'd been dating casually for weeks. That night, she was affectionate, laughing, and openly enjoying herself. The next day, she barely replied to his texts. He spiraled, sending message after message. By day 3, she blocked him. When she later explained, she said, "I liked you, but after that night, I felt vulnerable. And when you came on even stronger, it felt overwhelming, like I'd lost control." That's how regret works. It's not about the act itself, it's about the meaning attached to it after. Now here's the good news. Post-sex regret doesn't have to ruin everything. In fact, how you respond can make the difference between her disappearing and her trusting you even more. Next, I'll show you how to respond without making it worse. The mindset, the words, and the actions that actually build connection instead of fear. The truth about women's post-sex regret and why it happens. The crucial moment. Here's the truth. What you do after matters just as much as what you did in the moment. A lot of men lose women not because the intimacy was bad, but because their reaction afterward made her feel unsafe, unseen, or pressured. So, let's break down exactly what to do if she pulls back. 1. Don't chase, don't panic. Your first instinct might be to chase. To text her nonstop. To reassure yourself that she's still into you. But here's the reality. The more you push, the more she retreats. What works instead? Space. Let her breathe. Let her process. When you don't panic, you communicate something powerful. I'm grounded. I'm not desperate. I respect you enough to let you feel what you feel. That calm confidence is magnetic. 2. Validate. Don't blame. If she does express regret, don't get defensive. Don't say, "But you wanted it too," or "Why are you acting different?" That only deepens the divide. Instead, validate her emotions without making it about guilt or blame. Something as simple as, "I hear you. I enjoyed being with you, and I respect where you're at." This creates safety. Safety leads to trust. And trust is the foundation of attraction that lasts. 3. Build safety through consistency. Women regret less when they feel secure. That doesn't mean over-explaining your intentions or promising marriage after one night. It means showing through consistent behavior that you're reliable. If you said you'd call, call. If you said you'd see her again, follow through. If you want more, show it steadily, not frantically. When words and actions align, she relaxes, and regret fades. 4. The long game, emotional connection. Here's the part most men skip. Sex is powerful, but emotional connection is what makes a woman stay. If you want her to stop regretting and start desiring, shift the focus from the bedroom to the bond. Ask deeper questions. Share parts of yourself. Create experiences beyond intimacy. Because when she feels like she knows you, not just your body, sex becomes meaningful, not regrettable. A story of the difference. Let me give you 2 examples. Scenario 1. James hooks up with a woman. The next day, she's distant. He panics, texts her constantly, accuses her of playing games. She feels judged and pulls away completely. Scenario 2. Eric hooks up with a woman. The next day, she's distant. Instead of panicking, he sends one thoughtful message. Hey, I had a great time with you. No pressure on my side. Just wanted you to know I value you. Then he gives her space. A week later, she reaches back out.
Why?
Because he didn't make her regret worse by pressuring her. He made her feel safe. 2 men. Same situation. Different outcomes. The bottom line. Post-sex regret isn't a verdict on you as a man. It's not always about performance. It's about psychology, history, and emotional wiring. And when you understand that, when you respond with calm, validation, and consistency, you stop sabotaging yourself. You turn regret into reassurance, distance into connection. Now, let me turn it back to you. Have you ever been on the receiving end of post-sex regret? Did a woman suddenly pull away after a night you thought went perfectly? Drop your story in the comments. Not only will it help you process, but you'll be surprised how many men have gone through the exact same thing. And if you found this valuable, make sure you hit subscribe because every week on The Real Ask Jane, I break down the hidden truths of attraction and relationships, the things nobody else will tell you. Because understanding women isn't about guessing, it's about learning the psychology behind the behavior.